Yo, what's up, people? Welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. Sorry, I'm a naked, hairy boy, but I've just had a very hot bath in an attempt to neutralize some hay fever, and I'm just literally emitting heat. But in said bath, I was reading articles about Andrei Santos being called up for the first team, Brazilian team, at the tender young age of 18 years old. And it's fun because apparently he's immense. Of course, he was captained the under-20 side to glory, scoring loads of goals from midfield. We talk about him quite often. He's very good. So I'm very, very pleased for him. And it's funny because the likes of top of the league Martinelli and Gabriel of Arsenal have been snubbed, not chosen. And you gotta take what you can get in these turgid times when you're in the trenches and things are very difficult. So we're gonna talk about that. And talk about Chelsea's midfield going forward, mate. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Please do consider dropping a like. God, I need to shave, mate. Drop a like on the video. Why not? Help us out. I look a little bit like an alcoholic divorced dad in his wife beater. Actually, I don't, because if you look at the curly wet hair and the glasses it takes away. If we do that, I actually look pretty scary. I don't know you out, mate. But then you see the rest and and then you're not scared anymore. Right. What are we doing? Oh yeah, subscribe, like and subscribe, blah 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 blah. If you do want to subscribe, turn on the bell. We might be on 170,000 YouTube subscribers. I don't know. Hey, let's check live before we talk about this Andrei Santos kid who's seemingly amazing. I don't have. Oh, that's my channel. I don't have 170k yet. We're a few subs off. So you could be the difference maker. You subscribe. All right, jumping over to the Evening Standard, not written by Nizar Kinsella, but by a chap called Matt Very. Chelsea midfielder Andrei Santos has been called up to the senior Brazil squad for the first time in his career. The teenager led his country to the South American Under-20 Championship last month, scoring 6 goals. I think it's like 6 goals in 6 games from central midfield. Wearing the freaking captain's armband. This is kind of stuff we need. And Brazil went unbeaten and lifted the trophy. Ramon Menezes was in charge of Brazil for that tournament and is in the interim charge of the national sides after Ticho's departure. Now it makes sense. It makes sense. He knows what he can do. He knows the kid is fire. Santos signed by the Blues in January for a fee in the region of £18 million. It's quite a lot, actually, for a teenager. Has now been rewarded with a place in Brazil's 23-man squad to face Morocco at the end of the month. Man, to be honest, it's rare when this happens, especially when there's so many good, senior Brazilian players. It comes just after the 18-year-old's loan move back to Vasco da Gama was confirmed, with Chelsea unable to secure a work permit that would have allowed Santos to play for the Blues this season. And by the way, man, the headlines were that he was going to be utilised this season. We could have had, a really interesting South American double pivot of Enzo and Santos. Well, that doesn't sound... if we're putting Ruben in there, why not put Santos in there? It would have been a case of, we're probably not going to get top 4. All bets are off, kinda. Let's just play this kid in midfield and see what he can do. Let's see if he can cook. Because it does provide you, when you've got a bit of a write-off season, it does provide you with this unique opportunity to do that. So Chelsea were pushing big time to get this kid a visa. They couldn't do it in the end, so they loaned him back to the club, where, of course, we bought him from. The application for the UK visa was rejected as he missed the threshold for approval by just 1 point. I don't know how many points you need, but missing it by 1 point, that's hella close. However, a senior call-up will help with that visa, and it could be enough for Santos to secure one in the coming months. He will return from Brazil to join up with Chelsea's first team this summer, and he will be pushing for regular involvement in the Premier League next season. Andrei Santos is moving back to Brazil, rejoining his previous club on loan. A Chelsea statement. The 18-year-old midfielder signed for Chelsea this January from his boyhood club, whom he helped to promotion to the top flight last year. He now has basically opportunity to develop further at that level. But this is wild. This is like very un-Chelsea to just buy like a teenage prodigy from like the Brazilian league as well. Like usually when you buy a young player like from Europe, you buy them playing in a high like level league, and then you you bring them in. But bringing an 18-year-old playing at that level with the intention of playing him in the Premier League is pretty wild. I think the cat's outside. Hold on, guys. Yeah, sorry. My mascot's here. Andrei Santos to play in Chelsea's midfield. What do you think, Mia? I think she's into it. I don't know how, where he's. Don't show me your ass, mate. Come on. The people don't want this. I'm really excited about this kid, and if he does genuinely play in the Premier League next season, £18 million is going to look like a snip. But because I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm just so used to the notion of, him going to the under-21s of the development squad, or like him going to a championship club on loan, or like him going to Vitesse Arnhem. Which of course is more like from the Roman era, and also is worth mentioning that Chelsea no longer have that relationship with Vitesse, when we just used to farm out loads of young players there to go on loan. Which kind of brings me on to this. Chelsea, well, the ownership of Chelsea, Todd Bowley and Clearlake Capital, this is probably one of the larger reasons why they want these satellite clubs. They do want to buy a club in Brazil. They do want to, where if it was their own sort of developmental club, they would send Andrei Santos there. They want to buy a club in Portugal, which of course is quite high level. It's probably like the 6th best league in Europe, maybe 6th, 7th. Which is, a high level for senior football for a youngster to go on loan. And of course, Brazilians can speak Portuguese. I know Brazilian Portuguese is different to regular European Portuguese. But, it would be a great opportunity. And, Chelsea, we're looking at like is it a Bundesliga club? Todd Bowley is looking for. I didn't want to report on that so much right now because we've got more pressing issues, like winning football matches and scoring a goal, kicking the football successfully past the goal line and into the back of the net, thus converting a goal for your team. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Andrei Santos. I think it's great. I think it is a Daily Mail headline that I sort of responded to when I was reading Chelsea news in the bath. Chelsea teenager called up to Brazil, but man at Arsenal, top of the league stars, snubbed. It's just fun. Like I said, it's that fleeting dopamine hit because Arsenal are a very good football team right now, and we're just not. And that really does sting. Maybe, and also with all this, talk of big spend, which, yes, we've spent obscene amounts of money and, breaking the English transfer record on Enzo Fernandez, though I feel like he's just, unlike Lukaku and or whatever other big players, and even Antony for, Man United, who could cost, Nunez and all this, I think Enzo will just look like a Rolls Royce. He's looked great so far, and as soon as we've got a settled team, I think he'll just continue to look great. And then people won't be like, 100 million on Jack Grealish, 100 million on Lukaku. I don't think you'll get that with Enzo Fernandez. But imagine if we have an ever-present in the midfield, which was this kid who cost 18 million, and it's just an absolute gem that we plucked out of the Brazilian. Well, you do talk. I mean, talking about Martinelli, who, he's not been amazing for Arsenal. I think he's underperformed a bit recently. He hadn't scored for a while until recently. But he's a regular in a Premier League team at the top of the league that they got in from the second division in Brazil. As I think they got when he was a teenager. So they're out there. They are out there, and granted, Andrei Santos brought Vasco da Gama to the top division from the second division. So, yeah, it could be like a regular player in our team, and that would be really great business. Meow, 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 meow. Andrei Santos in my midfield. Hey, look, the cat. It's like a massive giant cat attacking the studio. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that because I'm quite in the time of the trenches. Any fleeting, exciting, positive news I want to talk about. And before we lose a football match this weekend, Andrei Santos, 18-year-old Brazilian prodigy, hoping to play first team football as soon as he gets that visa, and is called up to senior Brazil squad. It's amazing we bought him before he had this amazing tournament as well. So like, it's kind of like comforting that, because £18 million is obviously not much for a Chelsea player, to buy a Chelsea player, but to buy a teenager, you know, it's like Cesare Casadei, a little bit like that as well. But to buy this guy who was, you know, playing in South America and he's young, he's like, oh, why are you just throwing money at this kid? But then if he does already, it looks like it was good value with him captaining that young Brazil side to victory. Right, before the cat rips everything up, yeah, like I said, just a chill video. A little chill video, why not, you know? That's why I've got a channel. If I fancy uploading, I just do it. And I talk to you, gang. Like and subscribe. Take care of yourselves. Peace.